Learning 2.0 a result of Web 2.0? Or is there something else that's happening?
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you all. I taught fourth grade in Lubbock, Texas, and spent 6 years in K-12, 5 years in higher ed, and now been with AT&T for a year doing professional development around our state. My context is mainly rural schools, mainly schools that do not have digital technologies in the hands of all the kids, and that's at school. But increasingly, kids do have technology at their house. They have it in their pocket with a cell phone. I kind of hear this question a little bit, I don't know, perhaps in terms of determinism, is Web 2.0 driving Learning 2.0? And I really see this conversation as having a rich history. I had an opportunity to hear Angela McFarland, Dr. McFarland, who presented at Allen's conference, actually via a podcast. And she kind of broke things into two camps, saying that broadly speaking, we have people who believe that knowledge is delivered and can be transmitted, and learning is all about transmitting and receiving and regurgitating that knowledge. And we have another group that believes that knowledge is constructed, and that we need to have conversations and we need to do things in order to own that knowledge. I don't see this as a deterministic thing, that Web 2.0 is going to force Learning 2.0 to happen. But I do think there are some big things that change. And let's just take an example from Twitter and what Chris was talking about. In traditional learning, which this is pretty traditional, we've got folks even up here on the stage talking down to the group here. A lot of times we emphasize fast answers, right? You have 5 minutes, give me your answer, okay? I don't have time to hear very many people, we'll just get a couple. One of the ways that Learning 2.0 can come about is when we blend instruction and we use the tools to make the face-to-face or the synchronous interactive opportunities that we have more powerful, because we can hear more voices, we can provide more time for people to think and to process. You know, a short, what's the character limit on Twitter? Anybody know? 140 characters. So I mean, that's a pretty strict limit on how deep we're going to get, you know, in that particular answer. But of course, we can link within Twitter somewhere else, and we can go to a blog post or a wiki post or somewhere else. So I see Learning 2.0 as really being a conversation about, what do you think learning is? Do you think it's constructing knowledge, or do you just think it's transmitting it? And how can we have those conversations? And how can we blend things? And the other reason I think it's so powerful is because it connects us together, right? It would have been wonderful if I could have been at Pepperdine University and have Gary as a professor or be in that online class. I'm not, yet I'm connected to his ideas via things that he writes in the blogosphere, via things Will writes, via things Cheryl and others write. Marco Torres has a great way of asking this. Who are your Yodas, okay, educationally? Who are your Yodas that are really the mentors that have shown you not only how to survive, but how to thrive in education and how to continue to learn? And so I think that Web 2.0 is going to empower Learning 2.0 to the extent that it connects us together. None of us are islands, right? We have the ability now to be connected. Twitter is just one tool, and there's going to be a lot of other new tools that are going to come about. But I mean, I live in Oklahoma. I've never been to Shanghai before. I've never even been to Turkey. I've never been anywhere else in Asia before. But yet we have this opportunity to be connected at an ideological level, at the idea level. And as you learn things and you share things with me and I learn things from others, it is incredibly powerful. And the last 2 years of being involved in this conversation have been more powerful and transforming for me in terms of my own professional development than all of my master's work and doctoral work and all of those formal courses. So I don't think it's going to happen necessarily because the technology is there, but I think when we're connected together and when we are doing what we're doing at this conference, but it's not just one shot, it's on an ongoing basis, there's some tremendous power and synergy there to change what we're doing in education and to not ever feel like we're alone because we're connected to each other.